Will we be getting a Helix 2, or is it just done for the Helix like that? The first amplifier that I ever plugged my electric guitar into was a Line 6 Spider. It sounded good for what it does. It has delay, it has reverb, just all the boxes were checked for me at that time. And over 15, 16 years later, I still a Line 6 fanboy at any point, and I'm not ashamed to say that and to admit that at any point in time. But 2016 was when I got my first Helix, and that was the Helix Floor. Prior to that, I had there was this Line 6 one with Bluetooth. I can't remember what the name was. It was like it wasn't Spider. It had some weird name. I got that pedal. It has a Bluetooth. It was the first ever one with the Bluetooth. It sounded like trash, but it wasn't that great. The user interface wasn't that great. It was complicated to use, and I think that lasted for like a month before I returned it. Problem was I didn't understand how modulars work then. It wasn't the pedal that sounded like trash. It was me that was connecting an amp modular into another amp. Of course I'm gonna hear crap. And again, I made a video about how to properly connect your amp sims and amp modulars and all that good stuff to live use scenarios. You can check that video out as well. So that was my second experience with the Line 6 product, and the third one was the Helix, which was amazing. Since 2016, so I could say I have been using the Line 6 Helix for the last 9 years, if not the whole of the 10 years that it's been around. I've upgraded and used just a plugin, which is a Helix native. I have used the HX Stomp, I have the HX1, I have the Port Express. Basically everything within that family I have used. And the question has always been, is there going to be like a rebirth of the Helix? Is there going to be a newer version? Are they going to introduce amp capture into the ecosystem? Is it really necessary? Are they going to add more amps? Because I think we already have more amps than we could ever need or ever use. Like, if there's no more feature updates or any more amps being added to the Line 6 Helix, I think that thing will still last for another 50 years. Because basically it's a good interpretation of what the real life setup is into a digital format. And it's built like a tank. It's been very reliable, except you've had maybe one or two experiences where maybe you broke a screen or broke a knob or anything of that nature. Then you might probably need to repair or replace parts or all that good stuff. Repairability is another topic for another day, so I'm not going to dive into that much today. But the whole idea is, do we really need any Helix 2? And is there going to be a Helix 2 coming? Because that's the question. And stay to the end of the video for you to know if there's actually something new coming. I don't work with Line 6, disclaimer, I don't have any insider information, but it's okay to make some speculation based on how the product has been released in the past, based on the company culture. We can kind of predict a few things that might happen. One, the Helix so far has been on top of the game. Like every other model that came after 2015 when the Helix was released have some sort of reference to the Helix, and I can say this boldly anywhere. Either we're talking about UI interface, we're talking about the whole arrangement of the old ins and outs, the inputs and outputs of. It was just cut. Quad Cortex UI was a total ripoff of the Line 6 UI. Like anybody knows that. They've done their own stuff, they've done their own neural engine stuff, and done great work on the internals. But when it comes to the UI and the layout of the amps and the way things are, it's basically the Helix. And these guys are Line 6. Shout out to the engineers and the project managers and all those great people there. They have done the exact work that needs to be done, and they made it so easy for anybody. Like, I have boomers and millennials and every other person using the Helix, and none of them have ever had any issue switching to that. Same cannot be said about the other units that have complicated UI, but the guys that have, followed the Line 6 path, having little or no problem whatsoever on that, on that axis. So now, what could be the thing that could be added? I think if there's a new software update and a support for NAM, I think that would be a huge thing. I don't think they need a whole new product for that, from what the guys at Line 6 have said. Again, I'm just rambling. I don't have anything written down. I'm just going with the flow, so permit me if I'm jumping from places to places. The few things that I would like to see in, maybe there will be a software update, maybe there will be a totally new product, but from what they've been saying from the system engineers perspective and the project managers at Line 6, the power that the Helix possesses as a hardware does not really require anything else to be created, except they want to do like capture on its own. But if it's for the NAM capture, I think the Helix at the stage that it is now can actually play or process NAM captures, whatever. And we're slowly getting to that part where this is gonna be like standard. Like, there's going to be a format that everybody is going to be able to capture and utilize, and we're just going to have that uniform thing going on, and that's just going to work. It happened with the SMS, with Apple and Google and other things. Now we have RCS, and it's working. So this is not going to be different. It's going to happen. We just need the right amount of push to get to the point where all these manufacturers understand that, hey, we want to capture amps, and we don't want to do it ourselves. We want to have it's common marketplace where everybody can go and capture or get captures of amps that other people already have. It's not going to hurt your business model. It's not going to hurt your business. It's going to work, but you should be able to give that opportunity or that capability. And we're seeing smaller and less powerful device do this. For example, I don't know if I've uploaded that video, but I do have a video with a Sonic 8 Pocket the whole turn. I think I did a video about that as well. You can check that out on the channel. So these smaller units with less powerful processor have been able to do this. So I don't think the Helix and the HX Stomp lack that computing power to actually execute that. So that could be something we could see come next week when the live stream goes live. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see. Because I feel with the new Kemper updates, I feel like the old system has plateaued to a point where there's really not much innovation left in terms of design, workflow, and UI. The UI can actually get improved. Sampling rates can be better in terms of making better recreation of these amp models and cabs, speakers and microphones and all the stuff, adding newer stuff to it, more modern sound and all that good stuff. But what the Helix is a tool to make you sound better, so you already have enough headroom to make whatever tone you want to achieve. My point is, if you cannot achieve it on a device like Helix, you probably won't be able to achieve it somewhere else. I know Kemper, Fractal, they have like all these other options, more DSP power and all that. I know, but the truth is, to really achieve the level of tone or a perfect recreation of a great tone, the Helix is more than capable to do that easily. The only thing that is left is preference. Maybe you like a different workflow, maybe you like a different sound signature, but my point is always anything can be achieved from simple EQ, and I can promise you that after spending so much time on the audio engineering aspect of things, I know the EQ is that effect box that has your equalizer is the most powerful tool on any modeler that you have, especially when it comes to converting your analog into digital. The EQ is that's where the juice and the power and everything lies, and a lot of people don't actually get that part, and they get that part all missed and messed up and just draw conclusion based on that. A small EQ curve can change a whole lot in your guitar tone. Now, if Line 6 come up with another product, I hope they're not going to pull a Kemper on us and just do a Helix Mark II. That would be terrible, and that would be bad for market. That would actually hurt the existing market, because the Helix is still selling. Like the prices, you can tell. Like if you go on Reverb and you go on eBay, you know this unit is still selling. Dealers are still getting it. People are still buying it. They're still getting more and more new people into the door, into the Helix family. And with the Port Express release, it has attracted a lot of people to even want to try out the bigger stuff, which is Line 6 HX Stomp and the Helix Floor. So a totally new product, maybe a smaller footprint with that much power, a little bit bigger than the HX Stomp, but smaller, which is the Podgo. Again, but the Podgo does not have that much power. Maybe the LT is also big. Maybe a smaller product, maybe a full touchscreen product with Bluetooth capability and Wi-Fi, so you can actually download stuff and, you know, have a more friendly user experience. Maybe that would be a good thing to add. And also maybe universal amp capture as well, support for NAM and ability for the device to capture is on. So that would be an ideal Helix 2. But the truth is, the Helix as is right now is still newer than any other model that's been released, except for the fact that it doesn't have amp capture or amp capture playback like most of these newer units have. In terms of the engineering and the core of the Helix, it's been nothing short of excellent from the first day it was released. And again, this is my opinion. I stand corrected in any way possible, but I just wanted to rant about this, and I'm excited about the live stream. I'll leave the link to the live stream down below. And if we get Helix 2, that'll be great, but not a Mark 2. I don't think we need a Mark 2. I don't think we do. Let me know your comments in the let me know in your comments down below what you think should be coming, or anything you think that should be coming. My name is Damian, guitar player, audio engineer, and everything in between. Thank you for listening to me, and peace.